As the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie enters its third agonizing week, the investigation has finally produced a glimmer of hope. But it has also exposed a deepening fracture between local and federal authorities. For 15 days, the masked monster seen on Nancy's porch was a ghost in the machine. Now, he has a genetic footprint. On Sunday, February 15th, the FBI confirmed that a single glove, recovered from a roadside field 2 miles from the Guthrie residence, has yielded a foreign male DNA profile. This discovery could be the skeleton key to the case, but the journey of that glove from a Tucson dirt path to a laboratory in Florida has sparked a firestorm of controversy over how this evidence was handled. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. The discovery wasn't a stroke of luck. It was the result of a grueling, mile-by-mile grid search. Over the last week, investigators collected approximately 16 different gloves from the desert scrub and drainage culverts surrounding the Catalina Foothills. Most were quickly dismissed as searcher noise, discarded equipment from the hundreds of volunteers and deputies who have combed the area. However, one specific glove stood out. Found roughly 2 miles away, this glove matched the rugged, insulated style worn by the intruder in the 2:12 a.m. residual data footage. More shockingly, the FBI revealed a detail previously withheld. The suspect appears to have been wearing nitro gloves, a common latex alternative used in medical and cleaning fields, pulled over his tactical gloves. This suggests a suspect with an obsessive level of forensic awareness, yet one who was careless enough to lose a piece of his gear during the extraction or the flight from the scene. The most troubling aspect of this breakthrough isn't the science, but the logistics. In a stunning move that has raised eyebrows across the law enforcement community, Pima County Sheriff's deputies did not send the glove to the FBI's world-class laboratory in Quantico. Instead, they packaged it up and sent it overnight to a private lab in Florida. Retired FBI agents, including Dan Bruner, have called this a significant stall. While the FBI received preliminary results on Saturday, February 14th, the quality control and official confirmation are lagging. The goal is to get this profile into CODIS, Combined DNA Index System, the national database containing millions of profiles from convicted offenders and arrestees. If the suspect has ever had a run-in with the law, his name is currently sitting in a computer, waiting for the Florida lab to hit upload. But as the days tick by, the question remains, why was the FBI, the agency with the most resources, sidelined during the most critical forensic moment of the case? The DNA breakthrough aligns with a growing consensus among behavioral analysts. The kidnapper is an amateur professional contradiction. He used a signal sniffer to monitor Nancy's technology, yet he wore a $10 Walmart holster, strategy brand, and an Ozark Trail backpack. He spent a staggering 41 minutes on the property, an eternity for a professional. The blood droplets on the porch, falling straight down rather than in a drag pattern, suggest Nancy was standing still for several seconds, likely injured but stationary, while her captor fumbled with the doorbell camera. This bizarre behavior indicates a suspect who is stressed, unpolished, and likely to make a fatal mistake as the pressure of the $100,000 reward mounts. If the DNA is the search for the kidnapper's past, the signal sniffer is the search for Nancy's present. Over the weekend of February 14th to 15th, residents of the Catalina Foothills reported a low-flying helicopter moving in a slow, grid-like pattern over the rugged terrain. This wasn't a standard patrol. It was a high-tech electronic dragnet. News Nation has confirmed that the FBI is using a specialized signal sniffer to hunt for the one thing Nancy Guthrie cannot leave behind, her pacemaker. This device is the investigation's most desperate high-tech gamble, attempting to pick up the faint radio frequency emissions of a medical device from 100 feet in the air. Nancy's pacemaker is more than a life-sustaining device. It is a digital beacon. We know from the sheriff's timeline that the device disconnected from her iPhone at 2:28 a.m. on February 1st. While her iPhone and Apple Watch were found abandoned in the home, the pacemaker remains inside her. Private investigator Steve Fisher, who has used this technology in previous missing persons cases, explains that the sniffer can detect Wi-Fi, cellular, and specific radio frequencies emitted by medical implants. However, the technology is finicky. The helicopter must fly low and slow, and the range is limited. The fact that the FBI has deployed this asset suggests they have narrowed the search area to a specific kill zone or holding area within a few miles of the original abduction site. They aren't looking for a person anymore. They are looking for a pulse in the desert. While the helicopter scours the hills, boots on the ground are scouring the retail records of southern Arizona. The identification of the suspect's gear has provided a massive investigative pivot. The 25L Ozark Trail hiker pack and the Strategy brand hip holster are both exclusive or primary to Walmart. This has allowed the FBI to do what they did in the Brian Koberger, University of Idaho case. Trace a suspect through his shopping cart. There are 5 Walmart stores in the Tucson area. Federal agents are currently analyzing months of surveillance video and credit card data from these locations. They are looking for a male 5 feet 9 inches to 5 feet 10 inches, medium build, who purchased these specific items. Unlike a professional kidnapper who might buy gear from a dark web surplus store, this masked monster bought his kit for under $50 at a local big box store. This consumer trail is often where amateurs are caught, the moment they use a rewards card or a debit card to buy the very tools they use to commit a crime. As the case hits day 16, the tone from the Guthrie family has shifted. Savannah Guthrie's latest social media posts are no longer just pleas for help. They are digital tributes to our lovely mom. The FBI's decision to release the surveillance video, a move allegedly spearheaded by director Kash Patel, is now being questioned by internal sources. Did it help by generating 14,000 tips? Or did it alert the kidnapper to destroy the backpack, the holster, and the gloves? The international fear is also growing. With the Mexican border just an hour south, and a new intermediary note sent to TMZ warning that the situation has changed, the FBI is monitoring border crossings with renewed intensity. The $100,000 reward is a ticking clock for an accomplice to flip. Whether it's a DNA match from the Florida lab or a ping from a low-flying helicopter, the search for Nancy Guthrie has moved beyond the foothills and into a global spotlight. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. Why is the FBI so obsessed with January 11th, 2026? While the world watches the DNA results, the Pima County Sheriff has made a startling request. Every homeowner within a 2-mile radius of the Skyline and Campbell intersection must submit their surveillance footage from a 3-hour window on a Sunday night in mid-January. This 22-day shadow is the key to proving premeditation. Investigators now believe a suspicious vehicle seen near the Circle K and Via Entrada was not just passing through. It was casing the Guthrie home. The request for footage from January 11th, 9 p.m. to midnight, and January 31st, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., suggests that Nancy Guthrie was being watched for weeks. This wasn't a random home invasion. It was a targeted abduction. The kidnapper knew the layout of the porch. He knew about the Nest camera. He may have even known about the ghost window of time when Nancy's family would have just left. The FBI is now cross-referencing the signal sniffer data with these older surveillance clips. They are looking for a vehicle that matches the one seen at the Circle K gas station. If that vehicle is linked to the home in the Friday night raid, where a Range Rover was towed, the amateur label may be replaced with something far more sinister. A stalker who was hiding in plain sight for nearly a month. And as always, you've been watching True Crime Story Vault, where every story is told with facts, empathy, and respect for those who can no longer speak for themselves. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button, like, and comment your thoughts below. Until next time, remember, the truth is never buried.